and inputs and outputs and error messages and fixing your code. Let's see here. So another thing that messes people up with Logo is the instruction list. So you can have all kinds of things in a list, right? You can say show a bracket. A list is just anything in brackets, right? A, B, C, D, or how now, brown cow. Or you can, sometimes you need lists that have special stuff in them, like set pause. You need to have two numbers in it, right? 45 and 90. So, did that actually? Oh, you know what? I wonder if I let's do a ST, see if that makes it invisible again. Yeah. Okay, so like if I said, in fact, I'm going to get rid of this other guy for now. So if I say set pause, you need to give, you can't say set pause, how now, brown cow, right? All right, so sometimes you need some procedures, and it could be a command or it could be a reporter, but some procedures need set pause is a command, right? Some procedures need lists that have, they need special kinds of lists. Like set pause needs a list of two numbers. So there's this special kind of list called an instruction list, which is when you want to do here's an example. Let's say I'll put pen down, and let's say I want to draw a square, so I could say repeat 4, and I want to do it, let's say 4 to 100. I want to do it slowly so we can see what's happening. So I'll say wait 1 and RT90. Okay, so here I have repeat needs two inputs. It needs a number and an instruction list. So this is a list, just like the set pause needs a list of X and Y. Actually, I'll do a set pause too. Set pause to to 50 and minus 100. Okay, so set pause needs a special kind of list. Repeat needs a special kind of list. It needs two inputs. It needs a number and a list that has instructions in it. So something that that Microworlds knows how to do. So let's hit return, and cool, draws a square, right? Because it went forward 100, wait 1, and then turns right 90, and so on, right? So these instruction lists really mess people up, because one reason is people are like, well, why do I need an instruction list? And how do you know when an instruction list makes sense or when it doesn't make sense? So like, here's a good example. Like, let's say if you have more than one turtle on the main window here, and if you want everyone to do something, you have to say everyone pen up, say. Okay, and you want this to be an instruction list. If it's a one-word instruction, actually, you could also do this. That'll work. But forget about that for a second. So why do we make this why do we make this be a list? Okay, well, you need to think about how Foo thinks, okay? So Foo, we've talked about before, is like this imaginary alien that's kind of in the background that doesn't really speak English very well. So we have this kind of a semi-English language that we communicate with him in. All right, but he's really, he lives to serve you. He's waiting every second of the day and night for you to give him a command to do. Okay, so what he does is he gets really anxious and he does his commands as soon as he possibly can. The first possible second that he can do the commands, he will do them. So let's say, so one thing that we do a lot is the everyone click on and click off, right? So let's say if we say everyone click on. So how is Foo thinking about this? Well, let's see. Let's see what Foo tells us here. So what happened here? So remember now, Foo is trying to please and trying his hardest to do as soon as he gets a chance to do something, he's going to do it. So the way he looks at this instruction, this everyone click on, is he says, okay, I'm going to start. I know I start over here at the all the way to the left of the instruction, and I'm going to start reading letters. E, V, E, R, Y, O, N, E, space. Great. I have something to do. I have to do everyone. I know how to do that. Everyone, but everyone needs input. Okay, so let me look for some input. Everyone, click on. I know how to do that. So he does the click on immediately. He completely forgot that he has to have input for everyone. He can't think that far ahead. So he immediately does the click on, and then he sees, oh my gosh, click on's a command. It doesn't report anything to everyone. Okay, so how do we fix that? Well, if we put this in an instruction list, now this list can be an input into everyone. Okay, so now we can say, okay, all right, now I know what to do. I collected. He collected everyone, and then he collects his input for everyone, and then he can do it. Okay, and if we want to click everyone off, we can say everyone click off. And do it. Okay. So and you'll kind of get the feel as you go on. So like for example, what about with what about actually and there's more than one way to make a list, right? So there's a procedure. There's a reporter called list, and it can take two inputs and make a list out of them. So you could say everyone list forward 50, and as long as everyone gets a list as its input, everyone is happy. So if you didn't have brackets around it, you said everyone forward 50, it'll do that. Okay? So the thing to keep in mind is that Foo, because what happens this time? Well, he goes through everyone and he reads list, but he can't do list right away because list needs inputs. Okay? He looks up list in the vocabulary. List. List. List is a reporter. Good, that's what we need because everyone needs some input, right? This the command, the everyone command, that needs an input. So it's a list made by combining the inputs. Oh. Okay, so if I get two inputs, and the inputs can be a word or a list and another word or a list, okay? And we'll talk about these parentheses stuff another time, but for now, let's just worry about the two input version. So we can have two inputs to list, and list will report the list, FD50. So this is the same thing as if we had said, as far as foo's concerned, it's the same thing as if we'd have done this. Okay, this list made a list out of forward and 50 and just gave it to everyone. Okay. There's another. So let's look at what's going on with repeat here. So what if we'd have said repeat 4, forward 50, wait 100, RT 90? What kind of a message do we get from that? Oh, FD didn't report anything to repeat. So we want this to be a list, or we want this to be, so there's something that everyone and repeat have in common, and that is that they both have something that we want to do more than once, right? We want this instruction to happen more than once. For everyone, we want this guy to click on, and we want this guy to click on. Okay, so we want click on to happen more than once. For repeat 4, we want to let's see, clicking on here. Let's put his pen down here. For repeat 4, we want this set of instructions to happen 4 times, right? So one way to think about it is, if I want something to happen more than once, I have to tell foo, look, foo, don't jump the gun. All right? I want to do this more than once. Okay? So listen up. Before you start jumping and immediately start doing stuff, I'm gonna give you a list that has the stuff I want you to do, and then I want you to take that list and do it over and over again. Okay? So that's why we have to have an instruction list for the repeat and for everyone. Okay? I'm going to talk about instruction lists a little more because there's a little more to it, but one thing to keep in mind: if you're going to do something more than once, like with repeat or with everyone, you want to make sure that foo gets a list.